Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is If Loving You Is Wrong, Season 3, Episode 10. And the name of this episode is Every Minute Counts. Now, the episode opens where it left off, where we get the revelation we get the news that Marcy's pregnant. She's talking to the nurse. The nurse is adamant that she stay in the hospital, that she, get some treatment and calm herself down, but Marcy is adamant. She's saying she got to get out of there, she can't stay. But the nurse is very serious with her and lets her know that, look, you are putting this baby in danger. And that, she's adamant that she starts eating and taking care of herself, and she's trying to advise her not to leave, but Marcy is adamant that she has to go. So Marcy just discharges herself and she gets out of there. Next, we actually see that Kelly is sitting in Alex's house. She's distraught after what she just went through with Travis. Next thing you know, Brad comes in, and he definitely notices like something's wrong with Kelly, that Kelly's kind of off, but Kelly's denying it. Kelly's always trying to put on that face that everything is great, but we all know, Kelly's got hell on her doorstep as well. So she should have added her name along with everybody else when she was talking to Lucius last week. Then all of a sudden, she pretty much tells him that, because he asks about Marcy, and she tells him that Marcy's at the hospital or whatever, and that she had fainted. But also before that happens, Kelly's giving him this look, and he's like, "What? What? You think I did it too?" And she's like, "Oh no, I believed you all. I believe you didn't do it all along." Lies. Because weren't you the one who advised Marcy to tell the police about the boots? And then when Esperanza mentioned that Brad wanted a lawyer, you were the main one. Well, I think he did it. Why would he need a lawyer if he's innocent? See, that's the thing I can't stand about Kelly. Because Kelly is such a self-righteous, arrogant ass, you-know-what. And she just constantly plays back and forth. Like, girl, get over yourself and stop the bullshit. Because you were one of the main people who thought Brad did it. And you were kind of putting that in Marcy's head. So now oh no, I believed you were innocent all along. Fake ass bitch. Sit your ass down. But then he asks about Marcy, and she lets him know that Marcy fainted and everything. Next thing you know, Marcy walks in the door too. And we can definitely tell that Brad is pissed off, because remember, she did hit him in the head with that bottle. And she kind of jumped to conclusions and thought that Brad did this, but now everybody knows that Alex's parents was actually behind what happened to Randall and the baby. So So Marcy and Brad is going back and forth, and Brad is just like, he gives no fucks. But then Marcy's like, I know you care. I know you care. Why are you acting like this? And Brad's just like, he just don't give a fuck. He's over it. For one, he don't care because it's Randall. And I think that's something that Marcy's not getting. Like, she is not, for one, she knows how fucked up Randall is. But then again, you also have to understand where it's coming from Brad's perspective. That this man violated him in the worst way by having a child with his wife. So, from a man's perspective, it's a different reaction than from the female's perspective. And it's the same thing with her, too. She feels she pretty much still is in love with her husband, even though he treated her like shit. And embarrassed her in the worst possible way. But, she's at a point where she, because she did promise Miss Louise that she's going to help Randall. So she's adamant to try to help him, where Brad right now, he don't give a fuck whether Randall live or die. He just don't give a shit. So Brad is to the point where he's like, you know what, man, I ain't got time for this shit. I'm going to go check on the kids. So he goes upstairs, Um, her and Kelly start talking. Kelly's asking her, "How's everything? Are you okay? Are you gonna be fine?" And she's like, "I'm fine." And then Kelly asks her, "What did the doctor say?" "Oh, the doctor just says I need to rest and I need to eat." Why you lying, Marcy? Why you not telling that you're pregnant? Because I think as of right now, Marcy don't give a damn about having this baby. Because so much is happening and so much turmoil is happening, I don't think she's really taking this pregnancy seriously. Because she's conceiving a baby through one of the worst times of her life. And I can somewhat get that, why she did that. I mean, that's just my hypothesis as to why she didn't tell Kelly that she's pregnant, or why she's just so adamant that, why she didn't want to listen to the nurse at the hospital. For one, she didn't. She was kind of shocked that she's pregnant because she mentions to the nurse that it was told to her that she could not have children. Well, she says, "Well, whoever told you that, I want you to show a picture of that child because you are pregnant and you are about to have a baby." So I guess you just prove people wrong. I mean, hey, that's what they say. If you really want to truly, put somebody in their place, is to prove them wrong. So really, it's like even though I think she knows she's pregnant, just psychologically and emotionally, she's just not really in that, blissful, time when a mother is happy that she's about to give birth to her first child. It's just that because she conceived this child in such mess, it's like she's not really attached to it right now. So she didn't tell Kelly exactly that she's pregnant, but she kind of hits the fact that, yeah, she tells me I need to rest, and she tells me that I need to eat more, and that I need to, watch my stress. And then after saying all of that, Marcy wants to go next door. And the reason why she wants to go next door is because we remember from the conversation she had with Miss Louise that she needs to get Miss Louise's purse, because her phone's in there, and she needs to get in contact with Gary Henderson, who works with the FBI, and she's Miss Louise's cousin. So, but Kelly is like so adamant that Marcy don't go over there, because she's telling her, "I went over there, I didn't even go inside, but I went in the front, and I couldn't even take it." And it's like Marcy is just adamant, "I need to go over there, I need to go over there." So even though Kelly is telling her not to go over there, she just walks out of there anyway. And the next thing you know, we see Marcy. The first thing you know, Marcy stops. She sees the blood in front of the house. She goes in and breaks the fuck down because she's seeing the house is in disarray. She's seeing blood everywhere, and it doesn't look good. And she just falls apart. Next, back next door, Brad, after checking on the children, he finally comes downstairs, and him and Kelly talk, and he's like, "Look, Kelly, I ain't here for your bullshit right now." And she's like, "Look." And Kelly tells him that, "Look, Brad, Marcy went next door, and she's already fainted today. I'm worried about her. Could you please go and check on her?" And Brad, is still pissed at Marcy, but, we know that, Brad does care about her. But he's like, he's pretty much out of it because, one, he hasn't had any sleep. He's been in the precinct all night. Brad is just not in a very good emotional state right now. He could give no fucks at this moment. So eventually, he decides to go over there. He slams the door and shit, and he goes over there. He meets up with Marcy. Him and Marcy, he sees that Marcy's disheveled, so he comforts her. And they start talking, and they go back and forth. And she's adamant that, that he tells her where Alex's parents are. And he's letting her know, no, I'm not going to put you in danger. You don't know how these people are. I'm not going to do this, because she's like, they got Randall and they got that baby. That baby is innocent and they're going to kill Randall. Or better yet, you just don't care if they hurt Randall, do you? And she's like, look, what this son of a bitch has done to us, no, but I'm here to protect you. I'm here to make sure that you're okay. And then like, all of a sudden, Brad started putting it together. It's like, oh, so I just guess you're doing all this because you're still in love with him. After all he's done, you're still in love with him. And she's just like adamant that I'm going to go to Alex's parents' house, and like, girl, what the fuck you think they're going to do? They will probably pass you around like you a piece of sausage on Saturday morning. You don't know what the hell you about to walk into, so no. And you're not white either, so you're literally about to commit suicide by going to that place. And he's trying to let her know, like, look, the cops are handling it. She's like, no, the cops are not dealing with this. We have to do something. We need to go up there and get him. So she convinces Brad to go up there, and, you know, well, Brad actually says that in order to stop Marcy, because Marcy was so damn adamant to go up there that she, you know, was pulling up like, I can find their tax information. I'm a real estate agent. I can find their tax information, and I can find out where they are. And like, Brad was like, them motherfuckers don't pay taxes? So now y'all know these are the kind of people that voted for Donald Trump. But moving on. So he decides that he's going to go over there and actually see what's going on, and that he's promised her that he's going to go up there to Alex's parents' house, so she'll stay there and keep her ass calm. Which was smart, Brad, because she's pregnant, even though she's not letting anybody know. But he even said that, look, you just fainted. You're obviously not well right now. You know, you need to calm down, and I'll go over there and I'll check it out. And next thing you know, they both kiss and everything. I'm like, See, Marcy's torn between two men. She still loves Randall, and she also loves Brad. And the crazy part about it is that there's a baby in the middle of it all. And right now, we don't know whether the baby's Randall or Brad's. I mean, even though Brad had a vasectomy, chances are it could have reversed, and he was able to give enough to let Marcy conceive a baby. Okay. Next we get Natalie and Lucien. Natalie is still in the room with Joey. Joey so far has survived 24 hours, so the prognosis is good, in that they said if the more hours go by that he's still there, the more chances he has of being alive. And pretty much her and Lucien go back and forth. You can definitely tell Lucien's a distraught because, you know, Lucien is dealing with a lot involving Eddie outside of what's going on between him and Natalie. But Natalie is pretty much letting them know, like, look, you need to just focus on what you got to do. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. But Lucien's just like, look, my place is right here with you. I'm not worried about nothing else. My place is right here with you and Joey. That's where my main focus is. Nothing else matters. So while they were talking about this, she asks him, can you also call my sister and check on the kids? And then she also brings up that disc that you were asking about, it's probably over my sister's house. So the whole damn time, we was wondering where that disc could have went. And she said that, look, the kids probably took it thinking it was their lunch, and they usually go to her house, and it's probably over there. So if you're looking for that disc, that's probably where it is. So I'm like, wow. Because we know the other copy the captain has. So we're getting somewhere here where, yeah, you know, Eddie is about to meet his maker. But, yeah, Eddie's got to go. Eddie's got to go. He's got to go. Tyler Perry, yeah, Eddie's got to go. So so we actually see that Lucien gets a call and he kind of ignores it. But then Ned's like, you should go, you should handle what you got to do. You know, you don't need to be sitting in here waiting on me. I'm gonna be okay. But he's like, no, but that's the problem. You don't let nobody be there. You always trying to, you're always trying to control the situation instead of letting someone actually take the control for you. And Lucien is trying to be a man for his woman, which I highly respect. He's trying to be that man and trying to be that rock. But, Natalie is a different breed. She's a hardcore woman. I mean, she was a single mother for the longest. So she's just as tough as Lucien in many ways. And they complement each other because they're very strong-minded and strong-willed people. But then again, I understand why he wants to be there, because he loves Joey as his son. And we've seen previously, before Joey got shot, that him and Lucien has finally started bonding, and they've developed a very close relationship. So he does have an attachment to Joey, and but Kelly's like, look, but Natalie's like, look, I'm good, just go. Next, we actually see Andrew and Alex still stuck in the middle of nowhere. And I called this out last week, and I'm about to get to it. Andrew's still going by the book. He's still waiting for backup to show up. But we all know that Eddie has intersected that shit. Alice is going off, and she's saying that, look, you up in here sitting here trying to go by the damn book. My damn child is about to get killed just because he's half black. And you want me to sit here and be calm and wait? Are you out of your fucking mind? Let's go. Let's get out of here. Like my son's life is in danger right now. Do you have kids? Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't know what to do if your child's life was in danger. You'll do anything. So cut the bullshit and let's get the hell out of here. Finally, Andrew relents and says, okay, let's go. But as soon as he's about to put the key in the ignition to turn it on, a police car rolls up. He gets out the car thinking it's backup, and lo and behold, it's motherfucking Eddie. Him and Eddie go back and forth. He asks him about what you doing out here, what's going on, and he says that, look, there's a woman in the car, and he's like, oh, okay, so what's going on there with that? And Andrew pretty much lets him know that, look, I pretty much got this under control. I mean, I already got backup coming. I'm waiting for good backup. He's like, no, we're going to handle it now. So, and Andrew pretty much stands up to him. He's like, look, no, we're not doing anything until backup comes in. And if anything, Eddie just starts going into bully mode. Next thing you know, he pulls out a can of pepper spray and sprays the shit out of fucking Andrew, and ends up, I think, even disarming him. Then he goes to Alex and literally lets Alex know that get out the car. And she said, no, I ain't getting out the damn car. And he's like, look, bitch, like, because of your hoish ass ways, you done created a big mess. And I'm not going to sit here and let you stop your father from killing that son of a bitch. This needs to go down. But she's like, he's got my baby, and I'm not going to let that happen. She's like, your baby? That's the least of your damn worries. What you need to be worried about is getting out this car before I go off on your ass. And she's pretty much saying no. Then he pulls out a gun on her and lets her know that if you don't want me to pump some lead up in your ass, you better get your bitch ass out this car, and you better do it now. So, and she notices that the keys are in the ignition. She fakes like she's about to get out the car. And it's like, yeah, that's it, Alex. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Next thing you know, she opens the door, thinking that she's going to get out, shuts that damn door back, turns on the keys. Eddie grabs on. She literally drives and drags Eddie's ass and, pretty much just gets away. And I'm like, Alex, you a bad bitch. As much as I can't stand you, I liked the fact that you dragged Eddie's ass. because you one bitch that is not going to back down to him. So I'm like, okay, Alex gets maybe a point for that situation there. You know, I ain't going to give her too much because Alex done caused all this bullshit and everybody's fucked up because of her. So I ain't going to give her too damn much. Next, after that, he gets up, charges over to Andrew, you know, who's obviously still disoriented because his eyes are burning because he just pepper sprayed him. He's saying that we're going after her, and like, Andrew's like, we're not going after her. He's like, look, what I just tell you, little bitch ass? We're going after her. And he's like, no, we're not going after her. So next thing you know, he pulls a gun out on Eddie. And Eddie, being the crazy son of a bitch he is adamant. Do it. Do it. You know, you got a gun in my face, fucking shoot me. What you gonna do? And like, Andrew's like, don't make me do this, Eddie, don't make me do this. I'm like, if you don't fucking shoot this son of a bitch. Like, he was making me so mad. I'm like, bruh, he done paper sprayed your ass. Then he pulled a gun out on a woman, and the only thing that saved her was that she got away. And then you pull out a gun on him, and you don't pop it? Tells him, don't make me do this, don't make me do this, don't make me do this. And then eventually Eddie began to go into bully mode. He's like, oh, you think that shit scares me? Huh? Why don't you do something? Huh? I've been waiting for your bitch ass to do this shit all along. Like, don't make you do it. I'm making you do it. I want you to do it. Come on. I mean, just egging him on. And he's like, have you lost your mind? He's like, man, I lost my mind a long damn time ago, motherfucker. Come on, do something. Next thing you know, he pulls out a gun and he said, like, look, we got two motherfuckers with two guns out. Let's see who got the balls to pull the trigger. Next thing you know, he goes right behind Andrew, pops one in his shoulder, then starts to literally get Andrew to pretty much literally sell his soul to him. That what we're gonna do is you're gonna say that we had a shootout and you got shot, and that's the story you're gonna tell, and that's the story you're gonna stick with. And he's like, okay. He's like, please, Eddie, please don't do this. Please don't do this. I'm like, Andrew, as much as I was trying to be in your corner, you have failed. You not only have failed yourself, but you failed all of us with that shit. Because you had the opportunity, the golden opportunity to take down, to take down the devil, and you literally let the devil overpower you. Then he's like, oh no, please don't do this, please don't do this. And so he's threatening his girlfriend, he's threatening his life, he's threatening everything. And then next thing you know, he shoots him in the leg too. And then what this cold son of a bitch ends up doing, he gets in the fucking car and leaves him there in the middle of nowhere. Like, yo, just a cruddy shit. That's why I said Eddie's gotta go. And I'm going to say this too, because if Shonda Rhimes can get rid of Wes on How to Get Away with Murder, if she can kill off Wes, Tyler Perry, you can kill off Eddie. So, cut the bullshit and let's make this happen. Because Eddie's got to go. Eddie has gotten away with too much shit and has done too much evil to just let that fool just keep walking by unscathed and untouched. Like, he literally kind of broke him down, and now we see this is exactly what he's been doing to all the other rookies that are on that wall at the precinct. He gets them to do his bidding, and if they don't, he gets rid of them. So we saw that go down. Next, we finally get the reveal of Randall and Rusty. Randall is bloodied up, and pretty much Rusty has got his whole family out there, all these, big old roughnecks, Alex's cousins, they all out there, and Rusty is literally having like a white supremacist sermon, or a white bigoted sermon, because he's not even smart enough to be a white supremacist. So he's pretty much having his whole little sermon. He's having his whole little sermon. And he's saying like, you need to ask for my forgiveness, and you need to ask God for forgiveness. And then he literally made him call his child a bastard. I mean, he literally made Randall literally just devour his humanity right in front of him. You know, where he had to denounce his son, he had to denounce himself, and I'm like, yo, like, Rusty was just adamant, like, you raped me. It made him say that I raped your daughter, and I brought shame to your family, and I brought shame to, I brought shame to you. You know, I mean, he just had him saying a whole bunch of rhetorical shit, and it just really just, it was mind-boggling, because this kind of shit happens even now, you know, and that's kind of like the harsh reality. So Tyler, I give you big ups for this scene, because we're literally seeing when like, you know, before, when Randall was talking all his big shit to Rusty, saying that, yeah, now that Alex had my son, I got to do everything I can legally to make sure he don't get around your white water ass. I mean, he was talking big shit. Now he's beaten up, he's bruised, he's tied up, and now you're surrounded, you know, by these white extremists, and there's no escape. And he pretty much says that, no, we're going to have to get rid of that child. And he's saying, please don't kill my son, please don't kill my child. He's like, oh no, this child's got to go. So he pretty much says that, oh yeah, let's get the boat ready, and we're tossing that damn child to the crocodiles. I'm like, wow. The crazy shit that goes on. But, you know, in all actuality, I mean, it's fucked up that this is happening, but then again, Randall did bring this shit on himself when you decided, because you knew the kind of person her father was, and yet you still, you know, pursued her anyway. So you pretty much created, you pretty much helped create the mess that you're now in. And the fact that Rusty was just so adamant, and they called him a black bastard, you know, told him that, you know, you have to, you know, renounce your son, and you have to, you know, beg for the forgiveness of me because you violated my child. And I'm like, ain't nobody violate your child no more than you did, Rusty. Because that's the reason why she's such a fucked up mess, because you've been touching her ever since she was 3. You sick son of a bitch. But anyway, that's my review for tonight's episode of Loving You Is Wrong. Subscribe to my channel. Leave comments. Share this video. Like this video. And also forgive me, because I did say that this was the season finale, but I was wrong. Next week is the season finale, so I will be back for the season finale of If Loving You Is Wrong. So until then, everybody, take care.